This is my cook kit. It sits in an 8-litre Savotta pouch. They've now changed that kind of system, so it's an 8-litre pouch, 8-litre vertical pouch. This is a kind of a living kit, I like to call it, because we're always eating stuff differently when we're out. Maybe I want to put my stuff that's in here on the outside of my bag. Maybe I want to change it in. So that's why I call it a living kit. But this is my cook kit. It's my kitchen. It's my accoutrements. So let's just get straight into it. Normally, I'm walking when the weather's pretty decent, but sometimes around camp you can get a bit chilly and a bit cold. So first out the gate, I got myself my poncho. This poncho needs no introduction. If you've watched my social media, this is the Snugpak Patrol poncho, possibly one of the best ponchos I think out there. No, it doesn't turn into a sleeping bag. It doesn't turn into a house. You can't make it into a makeshift raft. It's a poncho, a very well built, very versatile, functional poncho. I use it as a ground sheet sometimes, but that's about it. Again, I wish they made a reversible one in orange. Next out is my Trangia fuel, especially on just 12-hour day hikes. I use a Trangia. I never was a major fan of using Trangia burners until I moved to the boreals, but now in the boreals I'm out in all types of weather, -30 up to +30, and I find that the Trangia just works for me here in this environment. I keep enough fuel in here, and if you do use a Trangia, measure the fuel that you carry around with you in the woods. Get out, have a bit of practice, even if it's in the garden, boil up a cup of tea, boil up a cup of coffee, and get out and do what you need to do. But that's my fuel container. High-vis orange for no other reason than to have one. Next in here is my Grayl water filter. Just again, I'm a fan of Grayl for the one shot and done. This is the titanium edition. It's a bit slimmer, it's a bit lighter. It also comes with an external cup for boiling in. You can never hurt having more cups around camp. And then this here is a wool koozie made for me by So Betsy. Again, to just help that problem with having water filters that are out and about in the forest. It's wool lined, Yorkshire wool lined, all locally sourced with a wax canvas outer. And then should I decide to go mincing around camp or go down to the river, I have a handhold here on the back, and it's also got a belt clip here on the side. And the handhold is big enough that if I'm wearing mitts or gloves, I can get it in and drink. But it just helps. For those who aren't aware, carrying filters around like the Grayl or the Sawyer, if water is in this when you go to bed or you leave it out in minus temperatures, the water, when it freezes, it expands, it cracks the filters. It's bad days, bad times. So having something like a koozie on hand to help is a lot better. Next out is my Nalgene bottle cup combination. This is a 550ml cup on the bottom, a 200ml-ish cup on the top, made by Tokes in titanium. This has been with me forever. It's just beautifully anodized from lots of swearing, lots of campfires, but also infused with a lot of good memories. It's ultra light. I don't use it for digging holes or anything like that. It's just for drinking coffee. The reason why I carry 2 cups is because this is my pot and this is my coffee cup. I got terribly sick of having to wash this out all the time or drink my coffee with bits of pasta and beans in it. So I use this for a boiling pot. It does basically me for some beans or some pasta or a small bolognese or to prepare some freeze-dried meals. And then I like to keep this solely for drinking coffee out of, or a hot chocolate, which I am partial to in the woods. Next out is my cooking kit. Now, I could say a million and one things about this. It's a I actually should polish this with a bit of autosol, and you could use it as a signaling mirror. I have thought about polishing the internal lid a little bit so I can use it as a mirror should I had to for first aid. But other than that, it's just a stainless steel lid that I use as a plate more often than not. Inside here is my cook kit setup. It's ultra light, like I said, for boiling some pasta when I'm out and about in the forest. I have a titanium spork from Light My Fire. This one is nice because it doesn't scar your face up and leave you like Heath Ledger from Batman wondering where you got those scars. It's actually one of the nicest ones that I like to eat with. I have a small kind of Metz burner. It'd be wrong to call it a Trangia because, as you can see, it's not a Trangia, but it's a Metz burner. And I like this one because it's got graduated measurements on the inside of it. And I know that 30ml of fuel will get me a kind of a lukewarm boil should I just be heating something up. And 60 milliliters of fuel will get me a full boil in my Tokes cup. It's small and it's lightweight. I carry a bandana. Again, multiple purposes. Bandanas need no introduction, but it's more just for cleaning down my pots, washing my pots, maybe laying some stuff on the ground. And then in the back here, I carry my Trangia legs. These connect together and they're kind of like the flavor of the month at the moment, but I do genuinely find them very interesting. They're ultra lightweight. They are a bit fiddly, but you can sit there nicely on it. And then if I'm in the snow, what I tend to do is I take my cup, and my cup has a recess here in the bottom of it, and I push my cup down into the snow and I leave it on there. I use the snow to act as a windshield around it, and it gets me to do what I need it to do. So it's a very lightweight, easy setup. You can put D-rings or split rings on these if you want to keep them together, but I just kind of keep them like that. This one is actually made by Boundless Voyage, and it's available online if you want to type it in. But these little titanium ultralight ones are fine. The one thing I will say about them is there is no wadding like you would find in the Changes. So there's not that much soakage. It's almost a straight burn. They don't tend to bloom like the way the transient burners would. But again, if you're going to get one, try it before you take it out. And then it's just the Nalgene bottle here. Straight Nalgene bottle, nothing special about it. I tend to keep, if for a pro tip, if you're storing these, you can have some tissue in them. Again, it's always nice to have some tissue around camp, or you can use the sheets that you put in your laundry machine. It's just an anti-static, anti-magnet one, but it stops it smelling if you happen to be storing it away for long periods of time. And that's just why that is in there. And then in the rest of it, it's just my morale boosters. I have some Yorkshire tea. Shout out to Steve and Beth. I got some fancy cocoa powders in here, some fancy coffees, and some straight up just super strong coffees, all liberated from various hotels I have stayed in. But I like these when I get to camp. Sometimes it's just a nice bit of a morale boost, and I know I have some on me should I want some tea in the woods. That is a very simple and very quick look at what is in my cook kit. Again, I could fit more in here. I could take my poncho out, put in more eating equipment. And then I got a small ferro rod attached with a carabiner, as you can see. This is a very simple brew kit. This brew kit has enough space in it for me to be able to add 2 freeze-dried meals should I want to go out. And I want to specify for the comments ninjas out there that this is a 12-hour comfortable, 24-hour slightly inconvenienced kit. This isn't a one-purpose fits-all survival kit, and it's just something that I like to cook with outside. Most of the time when I go outside, I tend to burn sausages. I just drink nice hot chocolates and pretend that I'm a fancy man when I'm in the woods, but it gets me by and hopefully inspires you to some ideas. If you want to see videos on these, which we have on our channel, check out the links below. And also if you want to support us and the friends that make our channel, please do so. And until the next one, peace.